And we're back. I'd like to talk to you about what's going on right now. Right now, I'd like to talk about Trump's economy. Donald Trump's economy. Right now, more than 26 million Americans have applied for unemployment benefits in a little more than a month. 1 month. 26 million people. Many economists say the nation's unemployment rate is now around 15% and could eventually approach 20%. We came in with 4%. That's a fact. Donald Trump, even though he didn't really do anything, he just walked into the door and sat down at the Oval Office, and the economy, the unemployment, which was in a steady free fall, not a free fall, maybe a glide down, it went down another 0.3 of a point. And then he was talking about how he had the lowest unemployment in history. You've only been in there for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It went down 3 points or 0.3 of a point, and he took credit for it. Didn't do anything. Took credit for it. And now we're doing exactly the opposite. Didn't do anything. Doesn't want to take credit for it. That says a lot about the man. 15. I know there are some people out there right now, and I want to address this too. There's a lot of people out there saying, well, this is not his fault. He did not create the coronavirus. Well, yeah, it's true. Well, guess who didn't create the Ebola virus? Obama. Guess who didn't create the Zika virus? Obama. Guess who didn't create the swine flu virus? Obama. Didn't create any of them. And in spite of the fact that they became a pandemic, he kept it under control and he kept his economy straight. Now, I'm not saying that his entire 8 years went steady and smooth. We all know there were some rocky times, but the guy handled. And the unemployment rate, and you Republicans can't deny this, the unemployment rate went from 10% to 4%. Now, you can't deny that. The numbers don't lie. And you could claim, well, Trump brought it down at the 3.6 or 3.7. I'm like, no, it was still going down as he walked into the door. And let's just say we'll give him that. Let's just say he gets the 3%. He brought it down to 3%. But now it's time for you to apply the same rule with this. Now it's going to be 20% probably. It's 15 to 16 now. It's probably going to be 20. He takes credit for that. He has to take credit for that because that's his baby. Now, people are saying, well, it's not his fault. The pandemic, the pandemic is not his fault. And that is wrong. The pandemic is his fault. Because it was his choice to ignore his scientists. He does it all the time. He's ignoring the global warming scientists. The scientists are studying global warming and climate change. He doesn't listen to scientists. He thinks he's the genius. He even said it on his show the other night. So this is his fault. It doesn't, you can deny it left and right. You can sit there and say, well, the virus is not his fault. He dismantled the pandemic division. There's absolutely no reason to do it. There's only one reason. All this is caused by his spitefulness of Obama. That's why that's why we have the problems we have today. He's using his power as president to take revenge on Obama for humiliating him at a presidential dinner. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but back when Trump was demanding Obama's his birth certificate. He brought it to the presidential dinner and made a big joke about it. Totally embarrassed Donald Trump. He hated, and then like days later, now he's like, now I want to see his transcript. I want to see his college transcripts. He was mad. He was angry, and he wanted revenge. And this is Donald Trump's revenge, because he bought this election. He spent so much money. He spent double the money that Hillary Clinton spent. So he wanted revenge. And as soon as he comes in, the first thing he does, he starts repealing everything Obama ever got in place. Starting with the lead bullets. Lead bullets were outlawed for almost a decade, maybe. But lead bullets were outlawed. The reason why they're outlawed? The bald eagle, symbol of our country. When the bald eagle eats the carcass that was shot with a lead bullet, it dies a horrible, slow, and painful death. There was no reason to change it to lead bullets, to make lead bullets legal again. No reason. It doesn't make hunting better. It doesn't make the military work better. Military can use brass or anything else they want to use. They can use any kind of metal. The point is, there was no reason to repeal that particular. There was no reason to repeal it. And because of that, now we got the bald eagles dying a painful death. Why? Because we have to repeal this because Obama passed it. That's the only reason why they repealed that. Next, they reversed asbestos. Who the fuck is using asbestos? Nobody. Nobody wants asbestos in their house. Who's saying, hey, I like my house, but what could really make this house better is putting asbestos all around it. Nobody does that. Nobody wants asbestos. Nobody wants to be around it. Nobody wants to touch it. And yet, they okayed it. They repealed that. And they repealed anything Michelle Obama did, like trying to get kids to eat vegetables. Like that's such a horrible thing. We got to stop that. She was just trying to get them to eat vegetables. Can't have that. These lunch programs for children that Obama started, had to get rid of that. Everything Obama did, they repealed. And now the I don't know what you want to call it, the big coup d'etat, if I'm saying that right, is this one. The pandemic division. The people whose sole job was to focus on any type of pandemic that popped up around the country. Any type of pandemic that popped up around the country, they were on it. They would be on it. They'd do something about it. The president would let them do their job. And that pandemic division was developed by the Obama administration. So it had to go. Not because there was anything wrong with it, but it had Obama's name on it, and Donald Trump had to get rid of it because he hates Obama. Now we talk about how people hate Trump. What about the way the Republicans hate Obama? So now we've gone from 4% to 15, possibly 20% unemployment. So this is his fault. You can excuse it as much as you want, but you know what? Obama handled 3 pandemics. 3. He couldn't handle one. If Obama can handle 3 and he can't handle, and Donald Trump can't handle one epidemic, one pandemic, who's the better president? Signing off.